here we go again. Here we go again. They want the gold again. They want the gold again. You won't see loads of them. They won't see yo again. They won't see yo again. Bullet. Can't go back on the roads again. Grabbing them bowls again. Slapping the soda in. Whipping up snow again. Whipping the O's again. Crashing them poles again. Letting me go for spin.
Battle of the Soul. I don't even know if I should even call this one a podcast or what it is, but I feel like this is more like a heart-to-heart and an old school catch-up, you get me? So, this is far from local, this is overseas. So, a lot of miles of travelling had to happen to make this one happen, you get me? So, yeah, let me introduce you to R.A., also known as Jamal, get me? But I said to bro, look, you know what? I feel like the story ain't been, you can call it televised properly. You get me? Like no one ain't really, you get me, tackled it like that and really let the people know, or let the fans or the supporters know who RE is. You get me? So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna have an old school catch up on the heart to heart. You see me? So first of all, Assalamu alaikum. Salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bro, the earliest RE. Earliest RE. Lyrics, or just 4 lyrics, like earliest memories that you've got of yourself.
You know what's mad? I actually remember like being in yard about 7 or 8, and people them were roasting breadfruit.
Yeah, come on.
The roasting breadfruit like on the
inside or outside?
Outside on a little firepiece, you get me?
Come on.
And man was ramping, and then the thing licked over.
Yeah.
And
you licked it over you?
Yeah, and the coal stuck on the back of my leg.
Yeah.
On the breadfruit. Bun man up, bro. A hole on the back of my leg, like it was a mazzoline. Yeah. So I kind of remember that, like the early years of something happening, where it's like, bro, you're young, but you still remember where I'm coming from. Yeah, that was one of the first.
And something I like to discuss as well, is like, I feel like there's people are either raised on pain or people are raised on love. What would you say, like, going back in time, your household, would you say that you was raised
On love.
Or would you say you was raised on pain?
Raised on love.
Raised on love.
Raised on love. But then the streets raised man on pain. Yeah. When man got into the streets, that's where the streets started to raise man, and then pain started to become a part of them. But the household was love.
So in the streets, what's your first memory of pain? Cause if you saying, okay, cool, the household was love, and then pain kicked in, what's your first memory where it's like, where you remember like, right, this is the streets, this is different from home?
First thing, there's bare things. It's the first thing. That's a good question.
God, that's the diversion. You get me? Love is in the yard, and then the pains come. So what is it that kind of like the first step that made man realize like, yo, outside is different out here. Like man's got to, you get me?
You know what it was? When man was younger, like if man needed bread, man's pops and mum would do for man, innit? Yeah. Man asked.
What ages we talking about?
I'm talking like 12, 13, when man's out onto the road, like, you get me? But I felt a way to keep asking. Like man wanted brand new trainers, like man's touching the road and I'm seeing man with new 90s.
Frank Johnson.
Yeah, Frank Johnson. I'm seeing man with new 95s and everything there, fresh. And like obviously I know that pops and mum will get it from them, but you have to wait. You know, like you would have like a little settings like where you get me?
Yeah.
But man couldn't wait. That's when it was peak. So when I'm out thinking, right, how am I gonna get it myself? And then that was when man started to kind of go down the road.
I'm visioning the times, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. That was when man would go down the road of licking it.
Yeah.
And before man were like doing government situations, man was just robbing man
on the road.
I was 18, like you see a man come out of a Foot Locker, when man's young but with a fresh pair of trainers, And man would just take that off him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But when man's outside doing that, yeah, how did you feel, yeah? Like, did you feel conflicted? Because obviously we're not raised like that in our home.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? So did you go through a stage of feeling like man's ashamed of what man's doing? Like, because you know man's outside, but man's, you know what I'm saying?
Even though man was like a real thorough youth, man still had heart in it.
Yeah.
So you know, like if you're doing wrong, you know you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
And you know if you're taking from someone that's either worked for their things or their parents gave them money to get things, you're instantly gonna feel a type of way.
Yeah.
But you just cover it with the either screw face or that it's going like it's bad, like it's what it is. But deep down, man would know that raw that's a joke thing. Man took mine as things. So man would feel it like raw. Man shouldn't be doing that. But because man started to get so attached to the streets, man's doing it now, feeling a type of way, but then normalizing it in man's brain. So it would be normal to man. You get me? So that's how it was kind of. So yeah, man did feel a type of way, 100%. When you're taking a man's things, because some man was like, they'll be used to be like, my mum got me them trainers. And I was like, shut up. Yeah. There was man that was my age or older that man's taking things. So in my head, I'm thinking, right, defend it, innit? Yeah. But obviously they wouldn't defend it. They'll just be like, oh, you got on the say to you, and then obviously, but. So yeah, it definitely was a joke thing, and I definitely not condone it.
And what would you see when man was outside them times here? You feel like there was like anyone older that was like instigating man's badness, or like, you know what I'm trying to say, Aki? Where it's just like,
you know what it is?
Where man could have had the option to go another way, but was there like older heads that was just like made the badness more attractive, like?
But they never did it like they were saying, right, you have to be bad, you have to be bad. They're just doing their thing. And man's watching them on the sideline, like, rah, okay, this is what it is on the road. So this is what's going on. Like I said, man would be on the before man could come off the steps. Man would be on the balcony looking down into the estate. And man just seeing big things going on. Madnesses, back and forth. This, a man get his head bust. Man's coming to move to man in the estate, and man's run the man. But I'm not even downstairs yet.
But you see, when you come downstairs, was it a thing like, now you're sneaking out, or you're just, okay, you're allowed out now?
No, I was allowed out, but then you had curfew, innit? But then man just going past the curfew, but you get me? And man just on the road, like, and you know you gotta be in at a certain time, but you're just like, right, you know what? Man just gonna tug it out, knowing you're gonna get a beating. Knowing man's gonna get torn up, and them times there, Mumsy would step out looking for man. You get me? And then catch man, on the block with man, and brought me up in front of man, and drag man up and bring man home. You got what I'm saying? So that's when I knew it was kind of mad, because now I'm risking the beating just to be on the streets.
That's the addiction now.
It's mad.
That's the addiction.
So when it got to that way, it was mad.
So what was the first kind of hiccup on the roads, like that happened, like with the authorities, where you're thinking, right, it's mad, man?
It's like, it's mad because I was in primary school, year 6. So I was 11 coming up to 12. And I remember there was an altercation in the estate with like some of the older youths. And this man, obviously, I think someone walked past his car and their zip must have touched his car and that, like in their state, like a big man, and he jumped out, like he's throwing stones at man's car, like, and man saying threw stones at the car, and he just picked up a random stone on the floor and pushed it in one of the older youths' face, like this stone, pushed it in his face. So the older youth gave it to him straight. And then now everyone's out there, so man is rushing him in on the estate. A man's young, I'm a young buck on the stage. And then everyone's cut. Remember, I'm not clued up about police and that at that time. So when everyone's cut, I'm still there, like. But everyone's cut because Jakes are coming. They man them saw Jakes running, you know the local bobbies them times there. I remember his name, Andy Cole, PC Andy Cole, you feel me? Local bobby, but. So then by the time, when I've turned around now, I've just been clamped, cuffed, straight to the station, nicked, puppy.
What's the outcome?
Ma Dukes had to come to the police station, and she was confused. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She was lost. Like, you're in a police station. What are you doing? And then it was I had to go trial and everything. Like, it was peak, so I had to miss days of school to go trial. And then, alhamdulillah, one of the days we went to trial, and the brother who was given evidence, the brother who got mashed up, his name was on the court listing as well. So that means he's got a case for something. So on the day we went for the trial, the judge is saying, hold on, he's in another courtroom on another case for something else. And they said, right, they just threw it out. Them times there, the judge threw it out. So man said, right, because you're young as well, just threw it out. You get me? So man got kind of like a breather then. But obviously, because man tasted it now, that's like, yo, mad. Everyone was like, man, he went to the police station. It was like, you get me? And then that was the first pattern with authorities. Still.
So what was happening like after that?
So like after that, now it's like, bro, man's on the ends. You're just doing your thing in it. But you know what? I wasn't allowed off the porch fully then. I was just allowed to play out early and that, boom, boom, boom. But then obviously after that is when...
See, when you could play out, did you have, like, don't go past there?
Yeah,
like,
of course, don't leave their state. That was it, don't leave their state. Stay in their state, don't leave it. But remember, you get me? Man's going around the back and man just cutting out of the state and man's ending up in all type of estates where man shouldn't be or on the road. And then kind of just sneaking back through the back and just making sure you're back in their state at a certain time, you get me? So, yeah, so man weren't allowed to go certain places, but
so you saying what age is man off the porch?
So like 13 them times there, man's allowed to be outside now playing and things there. Because remember, man's going to school now, year 7, year 8 and then things there, secondary school.
And how was man in school though? How was school?
School was alright, you know, but I went to bare schools and it's mad, because when I went to primary school, I was just getting kicked out of primary school.
For what though?
Fighting, disruptive behaviour, just bare like different things. You
You see them times there, yeah? You can remember back. What was your meds them times there though?
Oh, because I couldn't really put something
Like,
to
did
it.
man feel angry like?
You know what it was? I don't know what it was, but I used to love fighting. It was mad. I don't know where that come from or whatever. So I wasn't angry because the household was calm.
Yeah.
But I used to like fighting to where man's fighting so much. My mum put me in like karate. And so you got to go karate. Get rid of this anger. Karate, kickboxing, and then boxing. Like, but that kind of made me more animalish. Because now I'm physical with it. So I'm going to school. And it's peak, like secondary school.
It's not even fair no more.
Yeah, now it's not even fair. I'm in school, secondary school, and like I'm whacking up year 11s and I'm year 8.
But see, when did they put you in any fights or anything? Like, did you ever compete?
Yeah. I went to a tournament. I went to a couple of tournaments. But then I got kicked
Boxing
out.
or karate though? Kickboxing, yeah.
Yeah, and I got kicked. I remember we went like up in like where was it? Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
And there was like, you know, like the young man thing, like, you get me? And I remember we were fighting one youth, but you had head guards on them, fighting one youth. And it just turned real in the ring. Man scuffing, holding each other like a madness, and the people were trying to hold man. It's bare scattiness, you get me? And they disqualified man. And from there it was just like on with the next kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So do you remember like school days? Do you have any memorable like? Even if it's not with school, like any trips, you know, remember they used to have trips and that?
Yeah. We used to have trips. We used to go like Chesterton and that, and Fort Park, Alton Towers.
Yeah, Marcus Lipton, a couple
Marcus Lipton,
of trips back in the day.
Yeah, Marcus Lipton used to take up their places. And Guildford Play Centre as well.
Yeah. So you see, was the first time like you got nicked for like when it was serious, when like, boom, you're not coming out now?
Yeah, so like when I was 15, I think, 16 or 15 or whatever.
Juvie days.
Yeah, juvie days. And then it wasn't even a move, man just took a phone, innit? You know, like them times there, man just took a phone, 8210, man just swiped it. But boom, man swiped it. As soon as I looked up and I swiped, there was Jake's in front of me. Like, man, they were coming down the road. This man just licked in front of them, and then they were just on, man. So that man's trying to beat chase and jumping through bushes, mezzanine, and then after that, I got bagged. They bailed me, funny enough. I got bailed, but then I went to. I got bail, and then right after the bail, I was calm, and then went first day of trial. The evidence was overwhelming, like you get. Man got back with the phone, and they found the phone, like all that. So first day of trial, man, they pleaded guilty. You get me? And they just gave man the.
How long did you get? 2 years.
Yeah.
How old was you?
16.
That's the first time you went to jail.
Yeah, and then that was it. Like, there it was just like pandemonium. Now I'm in the jailhouse.
How did it feel though, that first night?
Yeah, madness. I remember coming on the wing. Remember, like, man's gassed on the road, so I remember coming on the wing. Like, remember, you have thoughts about jail in your head, innit? When you're young, you hear stories. You know, like, hey, man's going to jail. No one ain't taking me for no idiot. I'm on this thing, whatever. And that was kind of the mentality. I went in there. I remember I just walked on the wing, and I was just on everyone. Didn't need to be. Like, you know, like you're young, stupid thought process. You get me? I'm just on everybody, and well, I didn't need to be because there was man there that knew and was cool, but I was just like proper anti. You get me? And then I had a couple. I had a one scuff like on the the second day I was there. The showers. Wrapped up one new in the showers and that. And then, but the first night, sorry, I skipped. But the first night was just like when the door shut. I was like, wow. Really? I remember them times there wasn't no tellies in that itself. I went hunting. You get it? They weren't even electric, let alone a telly. So, man, it was like Game Boy Advance. And the team there that if you had,
you got to save up and buy it.
No, if people could send it in, batteries and all them thing there, like. So man's literally doing banger, no telly, no electric. So that first night I remember sitting on the bed and I was like, bro, I just gel. Bare man's at the window talking and that and I was like, raw man, really here, get me. The man said just get through this, get me kind of thing. So I remember writing like, you know the tallies. Like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then cross it off like man was doing all of that, like you get me? I remember that.
Man. So see when in that sentence there, did you ever write any bars before that, or when was the first time you started writing?
Yes.
Did you write before that?
I wrote before that. Yeah. I wrote before that. But remember them times there it was like garage days and that.
Did you ever write Jungle Days?
Yeah.
Jungle Days as well,
bars, Jungle bars. It was just a madness, like you know what I'm gonna say to you, like that kind of thing. But you just weren't making sense. Jungle bars, just right, anything in it. Open up, I can see this chatting rubbish. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously, the garage. Then when it comes to the garage era, I wrote garage bars, but they were light again. Only when it came into the grime factor is where man started spitting properly. You know what I'm saying?
So when the man them used to go on the radio back in the day, like Loughborough and that, that was more garage, isn't it?
That was garage, baseline. Baseline. They got Smiley and Elms, Diggers as well.
Yeah, them days was that's garage days. But they used to even do jungle. I remember they had a clip. So they used to do jungle, then they went to the garage.
Definitely jungle was a thing. To be fair, jungle definitely was a thing.
Man. And then how long did you last on road, like before you had any other scrapes or whatever? And then and furthermore, before that, when you came out, what kind of mentality did you come out with though? Like did you come out with the same mentality that you went in with?
Nothing really changed, bro. I won't lie to you. Because them times there weren't no courses or like you just had to just knuckle down, bro. So it didn't really get it. Man came out a bit more wiser, taller, and kind of just a bit more sharper. But it was straight back to what man knew best. But now it's highlight again. Now, so Yeah.
How long did you last outside for?
You know the maddest thing? I never went back to jail until I was. So just before I got the big bird, a couple of weeks before that, I went jail.
No scrapes between.
Huh?
No scrapes in between from 16.
Nah. Man had little situations and man got nicked.
Yeah.
And didn't got no jail though. I might just get nicked for, you know, it started to level up and be real when it started to get to a certain period where it was going off. Man started to get nicked like Trident, and that started to get involved now. It started to get a bit silly now. Because now, you know, when you go on their radar, it's a different order. You get me? So it started getting mad, man's yards getting raided.
During these times, like, was growing up, is there anything that you wanted to be?
You know why it's mad? When man went to school, you know when you get asked that question, what do you want to be? Man would just say, a pilot. Man would just say random.
That was your answer though, yeah?
No, but man used to say pilot, fireman, when man was in primary school. You know what I mean? Yeah, different random things. But it's mad because when I got to a stage where, what am I really doing? I didn't know what I wanted to be.
But in secondary school, you didn't know?
And then I was just thinking, wow, when I got asked that and I was getting paged about it, then I was like, what am I going to do?
But did you ask yourself that question,
Yeah.
Like, before you were sitting down on the big one, like, did you ask yourself, like, well, hold on, wait, what do I want to actually be in life? Like, what am I doing?
You know what? Before I got the big one, I was fully on like this bang thing, innit? And then it's mad because like 6-7 months before I went to the workhouse, I kind of fell back off of that, and then I was just focusing on bread.
But what made man fall back?
I was saying to myself, right, it's getting.
Because really, man was still young.
Yeah,
man might have thought man was big man, but man was still young.
I was before my time. I was a Jennifer, young, bro, so I was before my time. So it's like, where man, you still think man's young, I was thinking like, bro, like, what's man really doing out there?
I relate to that.
Yeah, because people were losing their lives. People were losing their lives and that. And then I'm thinking, bro, I got bare little bros that's doing whatever they're doing. And I'm thinking, right, is man gonna send these youths into the ground? So I was trying to even get them like, yo, just focus on this, try not to be on this. Get it? So I was trying to kind of make the man them kind of like think a bit differently, yeah. But it was too late.
But do you feel like you had someone around you to give man game that you could pass on, or do you think it was just like
no. I learned, obviously from my pops, he's always giving man game.
But man, them no one, bro.
Like I no one older than me. Remember, it was me in it, under the 80. So I had to pattern that now. I had to think for myself, what are you really doing? And then I had to think for my team. You get me? So when I got to that stage, I'm saying, right, like, my bros, I love my bros, so I don't want that to happen to them. You're under the 80, so I'm thinking, right, how can I make them kind of fall back on certain things without it looking mad, like man shook or something. So everyone knew man wasn't shook, but how do I portray it?
But what was it, just like bread related, or was it anything like spiritual that made man kind of like gravitate towards that mentality?
Nah, it was just like, yeah, cool, spiritual. I weren't religious then though, but I did think like, well, man's got to answer for these things.
But did you believe in God at that time?
Yeah, but I just believed that there was a God, but I didn't know who. So I just used to, just go off of that. But then I always knew that man's gonna have to answer for certain things, regardless. So that's what
You knew that though, yeah?
Yeah, I knew like, well, man's gonna have to answer for certain things. Like, and how's man gonna answer if you're not even trying?
So all the time when man's doing madness, you used to think like, well, man's gonna have to answer to this.
Yeah, certain things, certain times, man have to answer. Man's gonna have to answer for certain man even got loud because of that, bro. They didn't even know. Like reality, like man got loud just because of that thought process. And I used to stop man's little bros and man's people from doing mazzolines to people off of that thought process as well.
And when you're saying you're gonna answer to it, yeah, like you're thinking, right, man's gonna have to answer to God for this.
Answer to God. You get it? If man splash someone, man's gonna have to answer. And then what you gonna say?
So deep in the madness, you're thinking like that?
Yeah, bro.
Like when you're deep in?
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking like that.
Yeah, I had a thought process like that. But that was, like I said, that was like 7 months before I got back. So it wasn't a long period of time with that thought process.
Alright then, so 7 months before you got back, in between that time, yeah, like, cause sometimes we're just living, but did the dean come to you in any way, like, if at that around that period of time, like where it's just like subconsciously, it's there, but man's living how man's living.
Yeah,
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, of course. But yeah, of course, 100%. Because man used to get brothers around me, used to give me dawah. Even you. You get me? Used to give man dawah at them stages there, you get me? Just before I got locked up. So like, yeah, that was there. I knew about it. It was conscious. It was an open book in my head. You get me? Yeah. So yeah, definitely like, yeah, 100% sure.
So boom now. So when you've got grabbed, yeah, and I'm gonna just ask more questions, but then I just got a list of questions that I'm gonna throw out there. But like I said, this is just a conversation. You get me? And then I'll just go back to a couple structured questions and just throw them out there. So when you got locked now, yeah. Like, how did you feel? What was your thought process at that time? Like, what did you think?
Like the
Like
day I got back.
spiritually, how did you feel? Like you got back now. Remember, you're trying to make a transition, you know.
It's mad. I felt mad. The reason why it felt mad is because what I got back for I didn't do. Yeah. That's why it was mad. So in my head I'm thinking, bro, I didn't even like no one. What am I back for? Yeah. I'm sitting in jail on 4 attempted murders, bro. And it wasn't even me. So now it's hitting me different. You get me? It's like raw. But then before I was Muslim, I just used to think, it's because of the things you've done in your past. Yeah. This has reached you. Yeah. You get it? And because man's erode you in man's head, I'm like, bro, I can't complain now. I'm in jail because we signed up for this. We knew it was either the streets or the graveyard. So now I'm thinking, I can't complain about it because things could have been worse. Like, you're lucky you never got grabbed for certain other things. You know what I'm gonna say to you? Alhamdulillah. So, yeah, at that time, my foot was all over the place. Scrambled, bro. Because I'm sitting here and I remember I'm in 1-0, bro.
But you're thinking, all of these times, how long was you on remand for?
I was on remand to like 2 years, something mad, bro.
And all of this time, are you thinking, I'm coming home?
Because it weren't me. The justice system has to be right one day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you lot are gonna find out it weren't me in it, bro. And they didn't. They just threw it on, man. Like, bam, hold that. You deserve that. So, remember, when I gone to 1-0, I'm in my corned beefs and shoes, you know, and I'm there, and I'm like, bro, I ain't got no train to send it on that. You know, that way, it was fresh. I'm on the wing. And I'm like, brother, this is a madness, bro. You get me? But in my head, I'm thinking, you're coming home. And then when I used to speak to the man then, or I used to get visits, I was like, bro, you never done that. You're coming home. Even to the depth of it when I'm in trial.
Do you think that made it harder to digest it? Like, because remember you're thinking, maybe it's because of how man's lived or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time you're thinking, you know what? This wasn't even me though. Like, what was your meds? Did it feel like, did it make it easier or harder to think like, I've got this big bird and
it was hard at first. I won't lie, it was hard, but I could deal with it. Mentally I was very strong. Yeah. It's one thing, I was very strong.
What do you think made you mentally stronger?
I don't know, I felt like probably like man's past at that stage, man's past what I've been through, how man got grown, how man got, you get it, like what I've been through. Like, even though it wasn't that crazy at that time, but school, going through fights, older people, and just knowing how to hold my own.
But if it was one teaching, from home that made you mentally strong, what would you say it is, you think? Like one thing, if something sticks in your mind, like that mumsy or pops used to say, like one thing that just made you mentally like strong and built for that situation. Obviously everything's from Allah.
Yeah, of course.
Is from Allah, but what, like, is there anything that made you think like?
Yeah, at that stage there,
like teachings, like what was a gem you was taught then?
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. I would say like pops and that would say to man all the time like, know what you're doing on the road, and know what you're doing, because he always used to say that what did he used to say that the prison's always got a room. Yeah, but I didn't really get it then.
Yeah, but you got it after.
Brother, I got it after, bro. I realized that, right, my man said prison always got a room. Yeah. Know what you're doing.
I'm sorry.
And
like,
then
they're not gonna tell you it's full, like come back like next to that. Bro, they got space.
Prison's always got space for you. And you know what was mad? And when I went Wales, and you know them times there, like with me anyway, my pops was like, he was the big man. Like, raw, you get me? I could speak to him, and there was levels. And man was nervous of him as well. But I remember when I went jail, he couldn't help me, bro. And that was the one time that he couldn't help me. Yeah. It was peak, and then I realized, like, bro, I'm phoning pops from the jail. I was like, yo, da. And he's like, yeah, you good, da. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, just hold your head, innit? He said, Doc, just hold your head. He said, I know you're strong anyway, but just hold your head and you'll get through it.
And now you're knowing it's on your shoulders now.
My shoulders. You can't even help me now, pops. You've always been helping, man. From a kid, but now you can't even help, man. So when I hang up that phone, man's on the wing, bro. It's peak. You can't help me.
Yeah.
Like they have to tell you when you can visit me.
Yeah.
Like it's a madness. Yeah. So I always
in their
like,
little system, there's another big man in here for their
big
system.
man. You get me? And I always know that, right? You know what? I just have to do. That was when I knew that, right? You know what, bro? You have to be strong regardless. So that's what kind of like made me kind of hold that thought process to where, right, you know what, mentally stay there, bro, don't go below that.
I want to throw a couple questions out there. I want to say now, we're going to go back to your journey, jail, how you got through it and coming home and whatever, but what's your first, because obviously you're saying love was at home, what's your first memory of pain? Like heartbreak, like what was your first memory of like first time when you felt like raw?
You know what? The first like pain. You go through minor pains, but the first heartbreak was like pain. It's like raw. The streets ain't got no love for no one. The handbag. Yeah, like from then it was like raw. Okay, remember we all used to roll. Yeah. So then when he got died, and the way he died, it was like, wow. Yeah. That was pain where I felt it. You know that one day you swallow it in your throat, like I felt that one day still. And that made man's heart cold. Because there was too much funny things that went on around that, which you already know. So it just kind of just made me cold. Like, okay. Anyone can get it. That's how I was seeing it. Because I'm saying, alright, cool. If bro can get it like that, from people he may have been around or whatever, yeah, bro, I can get it like that as well. And anyone around me can get it like that. So now, where's our thought process? Now we just have to hug the streets completely different and have no love for it as well. You get me? So I'm not gonna lie, that was where the first pain kind of came through. It was like, alright, cool, tie up your boots, you get me?
And outside of the home, what's your first memory of love?
Outside of the home. First memory of love. Outside of the home. Bro, it's mad, car. Before bro died, I had love for the streets. Like I literally had love for the streets. Like, right, this is man. We have to have love for the streets so it can nurture us and grow us in it. Because the household can't grow us on the streets. So I had a little love for the streets, you know what I'm saying? And then like the love after that would have been, but then that's going back to the family, innit? But the love after that would have been Dean.
But before Dean, because obviously, if I remember correctly, there was a process in it before you come into the Dean in jail, innit? There was a bit of a time, So when would you say now, like, see after, Like when would you say that you started to fall out of love with the streets?
You know what it is? When I went to jail, I got birded, I started to realise like people who was meant to be man's people, are not really there like that. Yeah. Get me? And you're not really, man ain't playing their position correct. Yeah. And I'm confused because I'm like, this ain't how it's meant to go. It's meant to go like this, but it's going like that. So in my head I'm like, raw. I let that ride for a little piece. And then after, I started to realise like, raw, okay, it's not that. And it took man to come to jail to realise it's not that. Yeah. Then the love started to die out for the streets. So like,
While you're in the system.
Jail, so I forget the streets. There was a stage where man couldn't even contact me. Yeah. There was a stage where I was locked up the whole road.
So now watch this now, yeah. So you see when you're having that nest, you think, remember the dawah's been coming to you from before, you. So you see when you had that mentality now, yeah, you think that made it easier for you to like now to grasp the dawah now. Because it's like, it's like the streets are fighting that.
And that was why, when I was on road and I was watching dawah, I was so involved, there wasn't no time to think about the deen, stuff like that. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I was so involved. So it was like
6 seconds.
When it died down now, it was like, alright, cool. It died down. It died down, it was like, alright, cool.
Hey, change the card. Keep that.
And I want to even ask a question. It's a bit back. It's going to be before this. Because we was outside young, we're running around, this, that. When did now, Block 5 become Block 5?
Well, so the 5 now, the 5 came to 5 from like, the 5's always been the 5, but I know what you mean, like when it was like established.
Like it's 5, the Block 5. Remember, man's outside, but they're not saying, link me on the 5 or the 5. Like it was just the road.
Yeah, it was the road. Yeah,
man's gonna say the road.
Man, link you on the road. Yeah. Now the 5 became the 5. I would say like when I came out of jail as a Jew, them time they're like 02 times. That was when like we started to build the structure now, different settings. And what happened is I started going yard on a regular. And them times there when I started going yard on a regular, and I'm staying out there for like 3 months on ends and I'm patterning differently, you get me? So what I was doing, I was coming back, bringing that structure into the ends, like one order, you get me? So I'm coming back now and I'm saying, yo, this is how the thing's patterning, how I make it survive and make it make sense. So then from them times there, so I would say like 03 them times there, like it was like the 5. I'm gonna say to you.
And who said, bro, it's the 5?
Do you know the maddest thing? The maddest story, bro. The 5 was called the 5 before man even named it the 5. Man didn't even know.
Yeah.
Imagine that, man's own block. So obviously, man named it on the blocks that we secured. So we had Milford, then you had behind Black's house, behind Black's Pyru. That was 1, 2. Then we had
behind like the park side,
yeah, like the Pyru in it. So we had that. So we had G Block, YPs, Pyru. Then we had White Flats, that was 3. And then we had the Cage, that was opposite my bit, that was 4. And then go past the Cage now into the 5, innit? So we used to, no, past the Cage with Paula, innit? So we used to say that was the 5th block, basically. So man was just saying, yeah, this is Block 5, you get me? And then it was mad, like, and these times, but we never, you know, like when you're on your ends, you don't look at like the signage, little signs in that on your end, because just your ends, innit? Like that.
And it's actually Block 5,
the thing was called Block 5. I was like, yo, the thing's actually called Block 5. Yeah, this is it. It's a mad thing. So that was the story behind Block 5 still. But that's when it became all 3 times, where it was established, people knew, and it became very notorious at that stage.
And when do you think, like, you know you're outside, you're young, when did you tell yourself, or you know you're saying, I'm that guy? I remember when you're growing up, there's man, not like that, but there's man that's by age they're older.
Yeah.
When did you start thinking, I'm that guy? what I'm trying to say? Forget age, forget anything. I'm that, like where you feel like, you know, like the movie where you think I got the juice now.
I would say like 18, 19.
18, 19, yeah.
18, 19. So that stage there, I had BM and under me. Nah, I wouldn't say under me. Let me rephrase that. Because I used to treat my brothers like my brothers, levels. So I wouldn't say under me, but I had BM and around me.
Yeah.
That used to like the govern. Yeah. So I would say like 18, 19.
Alright. So let's forward back now to the can. You're in the can now. Boom. Feeling like you're falling out of love with the roads. You're feeling like, yo, the people that's supposed to be doing a job or doing certain things or be there for man, they're not even there for man how they're supposed to be. Yeah?
So that, I remember that was the question before, and and then I fell up, and then I realized that, and I was like, wow, then now this ain't making sense. Hold on, everything that I built and structured, how come I ain't going by it? And there was no love, bro. Like, it started to just get weird, and I was like, cool. That then allowed me to kind of just let it go.
And now reflecting back at it, do you think the ardor that was going on, do you think it was out of love or out of fear?
It's a hard one to say. I thought it was out of love. There was still, and there is a couple men still that kept it 100. Yeah. I'm not gonna go around it, but it's a handful. Yeah. You get it? I remember there was a good 30 men, like strong in man's team. So it was like, I would say like, like a handful of men still.
And so when you're sitting down up here and you're saying, well, alright, cool.
I'm saying, no, I'm done. Like, it was easy for me to let go. See, when I accepted it, I didn't want to accept it. Like, when I accepted it, I just let it go. I said, alright, cool, say no more. I just locked off. Man couldn't even get me. I'm getting letters. I don't even want to know. I'm gonna do my bird now, do me, because I have to focus on me now. I'm in the
Was it IVP as well?
life sentence, bro.
So you didn't even know when they're coming over?
Yeah, I didn't even know. Like, you get it? I got a tarot.
So there's no, but there's no actual release?
Yeah, like if I continue how I was going on in jail, because the first 4 years, 5 years, I was on a madness. If I continue like that, I wouldn't be going now. You get it? So now I know I have to focus on myself. I have to pat
So you
myself.
have to sit the board in that way?
Sit the board. Parole.
How many times?
2 parole.
2 times, yeah.
Parole to go decap and parole to come home.
So boom now. So when you're in there, was there anything educational that you said, right, you know what, I'm gonna do this course or I'm gonna do that, like besides what they said to you that you have to do? Did you say, right, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that? No. And what did they say that you had to do?
CCSP, that mad course. That's like an 18-month course. Yeah, so the courses, I done a course CCSP.
What's that about?
It's like a mad violence, intense violence course, 18 months, bro. Madness. That course around TSP, around victim awareness. I had to do all of them, like them courses.
What's TSP, like a thinking skills?
Thinking skills. It's actually that thinking skills. And the victim awareness as well, like do a course where a victim comes in and speaks about their experience and that. So yeah, they're the courses that I had to do.
And how did it feel when you were doing them courses? Because sometimes them courses, they actually bring a victim in, innit?
Yeah. I felt sorry for the person as well, because they were saying, but it was only like a burglary or something. They weren't nothing crazy. I felt sorry for them because they were like, oh, we lost this, we lost that. What they did to get it. And then the people just came and just took it like it was nothing.
Was it a burglary, like when they're in there or they weren't there?
They were in there.
They were in there?
Yeah, so they were scared and that and all of that. So I did feel it. I felt it for the person still. Yeah. But yeah, they were the courses I had to do. Yeah.
And do you think they was helpful, beneficial, those courses?
Yeah. Some things where like, they touch man to see like what someone was going through. And just to get the understanding of someone else's pain. You get me? That's on the other end of what you've done. You get me?
And when you was doing those courses, did you do it when, like, as a Muslim or not?
Nah, not TSP. I didn't, but when I did the 18-month course, I was Muslim. So it was a lot
think it
more.
hit different?
Yeah, a lot more understanding. TSP, I was just taking it for a joke. You get me? But it hit different, definitely when I was Muslim, for sure.
So you see, coming to the end of your time here, like, is there anything like obviously you was gymming and that, yeah. Like, how did you get through the time? Like, what did you? How did you
Yeah, like it was just like going to the gymnasium, reading Quran and things with Deen, and just having that calm on meds. Remember, I was raging before. Now I'm just humble. So a lot of people couldn't believe, like, right, is that you? I was like, you're not even on certain things again. So it humbled me, and it was me accepting that humbleness and embracing it. You get me?
So when you was in there, okay, was you thinking about, like, what was you thinking you're gonna do when you come home?
Well, it's for long. I didn't know what I was gonna do. But I was thinking, I know I can't go back to the streets. That's one thing. Yeah, that's 100. I just thought, right, you know what? I'm just gonna have to work. Just hit the roads 9 to 5.
And when you were thinking 9 to 5 then times, yeah, what was you thinking you would do?
Construction,
yeah.
And I did construction. Like in that.
Yeah.
One of the things is because I had to probation, and two, when I started doing it, I realised there was bread in it. Like, right, man was making a little change. You get me? Yeah. So. Yeah, so that was, and then obviously the music kind of chipped in as well. So I had a couple different avenues in that skill. What's not making me go back to the road? You know what I'm saying?
Did you how long before you come out did you know you was coming out? Like, how long did you have to prepare?
I knew I was coming out because I was in DCAT and I was on road anyway. I was coming out, getting used to the road, whatever. And then I knew when I got my parole, because my probation phoned me, said, "Right, like, you got your parole, but it might take about 3-4 weeks for the Secretary of State to sign your papers for you to actually leave the job."
How long did it actually take?
About 3 weeks. So I knew, like, 3 weeks, I was like, yeah, you get me? So in that time there now, man's moving cautious, you get me, in the jail. I'm thinking, yo, man can't mess this. I'm thinking, bro, man can't mess this up. Man's got parole, bro. So yeah, it was that kind of way.
Then the first day on road, because you was coming road,
yeah, the first home leave,
innit? You had a home leave though,
yeah, the first home leave, I actually stayed on road. I went, I was in my, the first home leave, I woke up in like a double bed with no keys, no noises. It was weird. And I looked up, like, it's not that cell light. It was like chandelier or whatever it was in the. You got me?
When you was in there, actually, what food did you used to think like you want to eat?
So I touched roll.
Yeah.
Steak.
You used to think about steak.
But you know why it was mad? When I was in DCAT, when I were getting food parcels.
Yeah.
So, like,
What's the best gel meal you had?
Gel meal?
Yeah. Best gel meal you had?
That was cooked in gel.
In gel.
Like Loudon Grange. They cooked like a brown stew fish and like for Black History Month, like brown stew fish and some like fried dumplings and like a
The inmates cooked it, yeah?
The inmates cooked it, but there was a black chef they brought in the pattern. And it was mad, not like shellings.
How long was that into your tenure?
Oh yeah, I was Loudon, so that was like 6 years in.
6 years in.
My mum was just eating bare pigeon meat.
Was you in any jails you could cook it?
Yeah, of course. Like dispersal. So dispersal, like all dispersal you can cook in there, you get me? The kitchen's on the wing. So
you getting the right seasonings, everything?
Yeah, everything. Pattern, like it was madness. Whatever your money could buy, you could eat.
Eating the same food as well.
Same food as well. So if you're about the tiger prawns and lamb rack, lamb shank and all that, if you're about that, then yeah. Man was eating good, not a lion.
Alright, cool. If you had to pick, one type of protein Yeah, like whether it's chicken, beef, lamb, one thing you can only eat. Fish, only one actually for the rest of your life. What you choose?
What? Now I know the benefits. It would have to be fish. It have to be. It has to be in it because I know the benefits.
Alright, so you don't know one cuisine.
Cuisine.
Like you can't go out of that because you just got one cuisine and you just have to work with that one cuisine for the rest of your life.
Wow. What would you have?
Me,
I'll choose.
I'm choosing yard food straight. Straight yard food. But and I'm picking fish as well. But you got escovitch fish.
Yeah, you can do the
steamed fish,
yeah.
fried fish. You get me? I'm going fish as well. But I'm going yard food.
Yard food.
Yard food.
Has to be, because if it's the only thing,
Yeah,
that's
like-
what man know, innit?
You can't have nothing
That's
else.
what you know, because obviously man grew up with that.
You get me?
So yeah, I'll go for the yard style as well.
And if you had to choose now, one drink. One drink, actually. That's
Pineapple
you.
juice. No, pineapple juice. One.
One, only one.
Sorrow.
Sorrow, yeah? Forever. Sorrow forever.
Wow, forever. Now you put it's mad that you're putting it forever.
When you say you're sorrow, yeah?
Nah, sorrow.
Actually, even if it's not for health benefits, even if it's for taste.
You know the maddest thing, I'm not gonna lie, my gran used to make bad boy like lime, sugar water.
Like a homemade lemonade.
Lime
Mad.
sugar. Yeah,
Mad.
I'll bang that all
Yeah, that's
day.
mad. That's
I'll
mad.
bang that
That's
all
mad.
day.
That's
All
mad.
day.
That's mad. But
work with that.
the only thing I'm really picking ahead of that
Is what?
coconut water. Fresh coconut.
Oh yeah. Now you're making sense. The benefits. Yeah. Fresh coconut.
Fresh
water.
coconut.
100%. Fresh
All
coconut
day.
water all day.
All day long.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Bust that.
All day
Every
long.
day, a
All day
coconut
long.
thing, yeah.
After that, I probably would pick the homemade
Like a little
lemonade after
homemade,
that.
yeah.
Still. That's proper. Alright, cool. One dessert, actually, that's you.
Sweet potato pudding.
Is it? Aki, that might be the bin that's done that. Aki, sweet potato pudding.
One dessert. No.
they're heavy
Like,
still.
you know what it is?
Right,
though?
but-
Now we're thinking properly.
One.
Fruit salad. Yeah.
What did I say?
Now we're thinking proper.
That's
Fruit
my
salad.
thing as well.
Fruit salad. Fruit salad. Now I
Fruit
go ham with
salad.
fruit salad.
Bro, fruit
I got
salad, all the
nuts with
fruits
fruit.
in there.
Yeah, I go nuts
That's
with
me
fruit.
as well, bro. Fruit salad.
I go berserk.
Not an ain't chatting to that.
Yeah,
for
not
me.
an chatting to that.
Yeah, fruit salad, mad thing. Alright,
But you know what's mad as well? Eggplant. You know the eggplant? You know they got that? You know that soya eggplant based thing that they do? The actual fruit eggplant. I had that out here. The actual fruit, and I tasted it for the first time. I'm saying, bro, this is mad.
Aki, let me tell you the maddest thing. The next mad thing, like if it's like a cheat vibe, but with the fruits in it, the cheesecake with the fruits on the top, mad. It's got all the crumbly.
No, but that's not beneficial.
Nah, I know. But I'm saying cheat. That's why I said cheat.
Okay,
if it's like a cheat vibe,
Yeah.
the crumbly on the top.
Yeah, I get what you're
with
saying.
The little,
Yeah.
And then you got the
Yeah,
fruit,
the
so you
pattern.
got a bit of everything.
Yeah.
But fruit salad is unbeatable.
Yeah. It's unbeatable. 100%.
Alright, boom now. So boom now. RA's on the roads. You're outside, you're
Yeah,
free.
I'm outside.
Yeah, you're free now. Like, bro, how did that feel though?
That feeling was crazy, and I'll be real. Like when I speak to certain lifers, they say the same thing. I don't think that you would get over the understanding until you've done longer on road than you did in jail. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So where I done a whole 10, yeah,
To detox from it.
yeah, like where I done a whole 10, I feel like I still always go back like, yo, brother, man, just come from the jail. Like, this time I've been on road 7 years.
Actually, big boy question. Do you think it was institutionalized? Like?
A little bit with certain things, innit?
Yeah.
But I'm a quick learner
Yeah.
and a fast adapter. So it went very quick.
Yeah.
You get it? Alhamdulillah.
And that's a blessing from Allah, you know.
Alhamdulillah.
That's a blessing from Allah. So so you're outside now. Done a bit of construction.
On the construction, still fit kicking ball with music and that. The
music thing. Like, did you have the same passion for the music that you did like before you went in? Or do you think you had more or
I
less?
had more now. Reason being because before, man, I was so on the road.
Yeah.
And it was just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? It was a different kind of settings.
Yeah.
And I didn't get really that much of it on road because there wasn't no socials or YouTube. There weren't nothing. Man weren't making bread off it. But it's only now, and man can see money off it is where man's pushing it a bit more serious. So I'd say now still.
And coming up, or before you went in, you have any children or anything before you done the big one?
I had no children. And alhamdulillah, now I've got two.
Alhamdulillah. And what did that do? Like, how did that make you feel like being a dad?
Like that makes me feel good, and it up to this because there's a lot of people that can't have kids.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah. So for man to like, have that blessing from Allah to give me offspring, you can't really fathom that thought process. And sometimes when my youths get out of place and I get onto them, and then I'll double back and I think, I feel bad a little bit. You get it? Even though it's discipline, but it's like, when I think back, like, I was sitting on the side, I never had no kids, and I made dua for youths, and Allah blessed me with it, and then I was on to you, but not from a bad place. It's discipline. So that feeling like is unfeelable. Yeah, it's an unfeelable feeling still. So it's a
Heartwarming, isn't it?
heartwarming.
What's the most, like, coming home, what's the most memorable moment since you've been home, would you say?
Seeing the son grow, that I remember to seeing my son grow, running around, like, doing the madness. I'm looking at him like, this is man's little G, you got what I'm saying to you. So that's a big memorable moment still, for sure.
You want more children now?
I'm done.
You're done, yeah?
Done now, inshallah. Whatever Allah will, but I'm done.
You're content now?
Yeah, man said fried,
What do people misunderstand about you?
People say obviously that they think I'm unapproachable, but really I'm not.
And
Wait, really I am approachable.
you are
very approachable.
If money wasn't a factor, yeah, what would you do with your time?
Money wasn't a factor.
So if you didn't have to think about I've got to do this for the bag or to feed my family or whatever, like what would you ideally just do with your time every day? Like what would you do?
I don't know, but it would be probably something that will better myself, something that would make me a better person. I don't know what it would be.
Like what? They want to know, I want to know. We want to know. We want to know.
What would I do? Alright, what would you do?
What would I do? If it weren't about money, if money weren't a factor, bro, I'll probably just be on a farm somewhere, like definitely be probably like in the tropics somewhere, and with my loved ones. That's it. That's it. Like, get me?
Could you have said that? Yeah. That's a good answer. In the tropics with my loved one.
Tropics with my loved one.
I
I don't have to get no man just eating fruits.
Yeah, fruits.
Be fresh coconut.
I'll stick with that still. Definitely. In the tropics with my loved ones.
Come on. What's the favorite thing about yourself and why? Or I don't even have to say why. What's the favorite thing about yourself?
I feel like I'm very humble
Yeah.
with being the person I am. I'm very humble, and I like that.
What's something you want to change about yourself? Not change, but something you feel within yourself you need to work on. Whether it's timekeeping, it could be anything. So you think something that you think you could be better at.
I would work on it. It's mad. It's a mad question still. Bro's hitting me with questions that's like whoosh and push. Something. Being a better father.
Better father, yeah. You have siblings, yeah, and if so, how did they affect your life?
Yeah, I've got siblings. I've got an older brother and a little sister.
How did they affect your life?
They're like, it's like my little sister. Like, I won't do certain things because of her as well.
Yeah.
And I'll move correct and make sure she's good in certain ways. So, you know, like, she affects me with like just being about. I know, like, right, you have to be on point. You have to be and make sense of things because she kind of looks at me and up to me. So that kind of affects it.
What character traits do you respect the most in people?
Someone with morals, I have morals, and loyalty and respect.
This year, how do you see what's different from you or last year or previous years? What's different about you now? Like in terms of like growth in life.
I'm like, so this year it's more about. I think this year I've been on a pattern where it's more focusing on family than the past years.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's always about family, but this year I've been more focused on it. So I haven't done a lot of things that I could have done because of my family.
Like giving more time to them. What are you proudest of in your life?
Proud of my kids.
Yeah. Inshallah, I'm right, and I'm blessed. Have you got like a favorite quote?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, and alright, cool. What do you want to be remembered for or remembered by?
I would love
like obviously you got a lot of people that are fans or supporters or whatever, or just away from them, you got real life brothers, family, like real people in your life. Like, what do you want to be remembered for? Because as you know, we're all gonna live and we're not gonna be here forever.
Yeah, of course.
You get me?
Being a good person and will stand up, genuine guy.
Yeah. Do you have any advice here for any young people coming up? Like, that maybe they're in the streets, maybe they're in the industry, whatever. Like, what advice, if you could just give one piece of advice to a young person, what would it be?
Loud and badness.
Loud and badness, yeah.
And that comes with beer, that comes with a whole spectrum of things. The car. Man's been there and done it. Wore the t-shirt and every other thing with it, you get it. So the local youth, them obviously they're trying to do that now, and they ain't reached that heights yet, but they're going on wicked, you get it? But we knew when we were doing it that obviously what's on the end and what can happen, you get me? So I would always say to them, so this lot of badness don't make sense, and that's gonna end up in tears.
Obviously, we know when we got issues, or whatever, as believers, we know that we turn to Allah in times of need and hardship. Is there any person that when you're going through adversity that you can speak to, like in this world, like someone that you turn to when you feel like you're stuck or you've got things on your mind?
Other than Allah.
Yeah, like a person.
Yeah, you got family, your brothers, yeah, 100%.
And could these questions as well, we're gonna ask some more questions, but these are things that is to make people know that it's important to have real people in your life, like away from money and chasing money, because a lot of people, they've only got friends when it comes to those things.
Yeah.
You get me? But it's important to have real people in your life when you're going through those things, you get me? How do you define success?
Oh, well, my success is making it to Jannah.
That's
That's it, really, that's the be all and end all.
Yeah, man. So I think that everyone watching, you got to know RA in a lot more depth. And yeah, man, this is just a heart-to-heart a conversation with my bro, because you know what it is. Me from the outside, I'm looking at, I'm saying raw, but I know, like, bro's got, bro's, you get what I'm trying to say, bro? So it's just like, don't think bro's just like, you get me? Like, when there's a time and a place for everything, you get me? But, like, we're real people coming from real places on a real journey, you get me? And it's better than so. God bless you. Appreciate you. Get me, car, bro. Come on, man. Get me.
Back off the roads again. Slops, texts, and then blue phones again. Yo, sweatbox, courthouse. That's when you know your friends due to turn their back if you hold a 10.